Okay, now we are over to Mr. Ferdi Abrams. Now, I only met this gentleman a year and a half ago, and I feel like I have got, I don't want to insult your age, but I'm like another dad because it's also your personality. He is just a dad to all of us in the EXP world. He's always supportive. He's always out there. Whenever we host a little get-together, Ferdi would be the first to bring people along and say, come, let's support one another. Besides being our EXP dad, he's also a husband and a father to his own kids, businessman and an entrepreneur. And before he started in the real estate industry, he was for 19 years in the South African Navy. There we go, that's it, Navy man, that's discipline. Then he was managing and owning two major real estate franchise businesses for a number of years before opening his own real estate business, Prosperity Realty, in Kuils River. He moved his entire business to EXP in 2021, and since then he's built an amazing revenue share team of 139 agents. We can't wait to hear from you.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Leslie. Even! Now I'm looking for my notes. Gee, guys. I've got a whole book here, but I see I've only got 20 minutes and the time's running, the clock is running. Folks, it's awesome to be here. And yes, I've got to put my eyes on. Listener, so you didn't insult my age. It is really, I need to use my eyes. So folks, I am, like you know, I'm Ferdi Abrams. My story, sorry to disappoint you guys, I didn't grow up in a dusty little town with a 40-meter stage-long main road and a mirror looking to expand the town. I grew up in Belha, maar toen het nog Belha was, ne? For julle ouens wat weet. So, but I'm not going to tell you guys about where I grew up because I don't want to scare you guys. I grew up dodging bullets and things, so it can get rough in here. So just bear with me. So, where did my real estate career started about February this year. It was 23 years in real estate. And before that, I was in the South African Navy for 19 years. And I built a reasonably good, strong career in the military, in the Navy. And that's why you can see I'm still walking up straight. I haven't learned to slouch yet. So 20 or 19 years in the South African Navy, kept you disciplined, taught me some good stuff. And at some point, all good things have to come to an end. Do you agree? And I was sitting at in fact, I went into work one Monday morning and I felt the passion isn't there anymore for this military and for this warfare that's not existing anymore, and going to do the same routine work over and over and over again. And I sat down at my desk, walked in the morning, and I wrote my resignation letter that Monday morning. I didn't tell my wife I'm going to resign. You don't tell your wife these kinds of things, you just do. So I wrote my resignation letter, sent it off to my commanding officer and to the admiral. They hauled me in front of the committee. I had my exit interview that very Wednesday. And the Friday, dressed up in my ice cream suit, for you guys that don't know, that's a white tunic with medals pinned across the chest. And I drafted out of the South African Navy. And I arrived home early on the Friday afternoon to share this beautiful news with my lovely wife that I'm now officially unemployed. Can you imagine that kind of chaos? Telling your wife, listen, babe, I'm on the Sasa queue. And I'm unemployed. And now what now? My wife's now the only one supporting the family. We had one beautiful daughter at the time. Now I'm unemployed. She's working. She asked me, what's the plan? I said, I don't know. So I walked down the road. We stayed in Kuils River at the time, and there was a beautiful real estate mom and pop shop just on the corner, and I knew the lady very well. And I'm still in my tunics, in my ice cream suit, and I drove down the road, and I walked into an office. I knocked on the door. I said, "Hello, Tannie Marie." This is in Afrikaans. Sorry, Brent, in Afrikaans, but I have to relate this in Afrikaans. I said, "Hello, Tannie Marie, hoe gaan het?" Sy sê vir my, "Nee, goed, Ferdi, wat maak jy hier?" I said, "I'm coming to work." So she says, "What do you mean you're coming to work?" I said, "No, I've just resigned from the South African Navy, and I believe I want to be an estate agent. I know nothing about real estate, folks. I've never dreamed that I'm going to be in real estate, or that's not what I wanted to do. But here I am." I presented myself to her. I said, "Listen, Tannie Marie, I'm ready to work if you are willing to teach me. If you are willing to take me on board, I'm committing to serving you and do this business with you and learn." And she started mouthing some excuses, and then in walked her husband, Oom Sakkie. Oom Sakkie said, "Ferdi, wat maak jy hier?" I told him the same story. So what he says, "Nee, Marie, weet jy, ek het nou net vanoggend 'n nuwe desk in die agterste kantoor gesit." I said, "That's my desk." So that's how my real estate career started, folks. And I learned everything that I could. I sucked up from that woman. She was a beautiful, fantastic mentor. We're still friends to this day. And there's some agents in this room I know that have probably come, if you have ever sold a property in Kuils River, or if you started a real estate career in Kuils River, you would have probably met Marie Smith. Beautiful, fantastic woman with a passion for real estate and for people. Now, I learned from her. 2 years, I slogged out, I learned, I did what I needed to do to support my family. And I actually became good. I actually became an agent in that 2 years. I learned the ropes. I did my real estate training through Johan Meyer and Rick Silverman at that time. I did the course, I passed, and I'm on the road, I'm working. For 2 years later, I was introduced to the Remax model. And I looked at this model, and beautiful. And I loved what I saw, and I spoke to Marie about this, and I told Marie, this looks like something that you need to consider. She says, "No, I'm not considering any changes in my business. I'm not looking to expand or grow the business." And I'm thinking, "Gee, this is ridiculous. Why don't you want to grow your business and expand in different..." No, she just wants to be in Kuils River. Now, I'm happy with her. I'm happy about that. My mouth's getting dry. I'm not an accomplished speaker. I just waffle now and again. Okay, there we go. Feels better. So, where was I? I joined Remax. I spoke to Marie, told her my vision, told her my dreams. She's happy to release me, and I'm happy to part ways with her. We shook hands, we hugged. She let me go, and I joined Remax. And that was 2003. And I loved every minute at the Remax brand. I learned the ropes, did well, became a good agent, a better agent than I was at that stage. And at some point, the broker owner, we had a chat and a conversation. They offered me, in fact, that was 2004. He offered me the manager's position in the company, which I took. There was about 15 or 20 agents in the office at the time. I excelled as the office manager, and then at a later stage, I became a partner in the business. So now I was a broker, manager, and a partner in the business. And we grew that office from the 20 agents. We expanded two additional offices, one in Brackenfell, one in Kraaifontein, one in Kuils River. We had, in 3 offices, 80 agents. Now I'm managing this whole operation, and it went well. But, like I said previously, all good things sometimes come to an end, and an abrupt end. Fast forward to 2020. Now I'm lying. 2010. 2020 was just the other day, that was COVID. 2010. Now we're coming back from our end of year holiday. The 5th of January, 2010. Imagine this, folks. You're walking to your office, drive up there, The staff is standing outside. In fact, we had a law firm, because the two business partners, the senior partners were they were lawyers, they were attorneys. They had a law firm and the real estate firm, which I managed. The law firm, the doors are shut, chained. The real estate officer chained. Poor Andre and Lydia sitting on the pavement. In fact, the attorneys are standing around, not knowing. Everyone's, here I come, the owner of the business. The LPC is standing around there. The sheriff of the court is there. The place is shut down, locked, chained. We can't get into our business. We can't get into our building. This is after we had a lekker fat holiday. Now I come home to this, to the office. Everybody's standing there looking at me for answers. I don't know. I don't know. What transpired though, and I learned that morning on the pavement in front of my office, that my partner had a massive stroke. In fact, he had 2 strokes that put him in hospital on the 28th of December, a few days prior to this. No one informed me. I was out on the beach, and I didn't have a proper cell phone probably. No one informed us. The staff came to work. They all out of a job now. The company got shut down right there, closed, doors locked, liquidated. And whilst I'm trying to pour water on these flames here at the office, the sheriff is carrying my house, bare, empty, everything. They stripped my whole household. They took everything, except my wife and my kids. Everything that could be lifted and picked up from my property was lifted up onto a truck, shoved off, carted away. I came home, there was no furniture, there was nothing. The only things that they couldn't move was the house. Thank God that we're not like the USA with mobile homes that you can lift up on the truck and move away. Our homes are built on the ground. And that's what I came home to, my dear friends, on the 5th of January 2010. Nothing. I've lost everything. Now what now? I promised my beautiful wife I'm going to look after her. I've joined this real estate industry, which was fantastic. Through no fault of my own, I must at least excuse myself there. This happened, but it's business, it's life. These things happen. Now what now? Now I'm unemployed, I don't have a business, I got nothing, and that clock's running. So, I'm going to fast forward. For that whole 2010, I couldn't work. Imagine, folks, I'm a principal of a business, of a real estate company in South Africa. You cannot trade if you've been liquidated. You've been declared bankrupt. I can't work. The company has been shut down. The agents were all moved to other real estate companies. Remax took the other agents. They took all my agents. Everybody's scattered to other offices. Yeah, I'm sitting kippy. Can't do a thing. I couldn't work. I couldn't get my real estate trading license for that whole 2010, 2011. When I started in 2011, I was still not even sure. But you know what? God knows when He puts you in a place, He will never give you a burden that's too heavy for you to bear. And I'm telling you now, I had a 3-ton truck. I started selling wood, did paving, cleared people's yards of building rubble and all sorts of nonsense. But that's what I had to do to keep my family alive and to feed my family. But I did that. And then another opportunity opens up. You know what happens when you are positioned in the right place, the opportunities that will come your way, and if you see the opportunity and you shut your eyes and you shut your doors to the opportunity, you're going to be a fool. So someone approached me, phones me, says, hey, listen, Harcourts has just launched, in fact, Harcourts has just launched in South Africa a year prior to that. They've got 2 offices in the northern suburbs. They want to launch in Kuils River. Will you be available? Will you like to take or buy a franchise? I said, yes, but I don't even have my principal's license intact. I can't trade and then I started fighting with the board. I got my license reinstated, but that was not before that. So Harcourts, the BDM at the time, he phones me, says, I've got this beautiful opportunity, I want to show you. So I said, okay, come. When you come to Cape Town, come and see me. I don't have a penny. Remember, I'm bankrupt now. I'm relying on my wife. The BDM, he was in Cape Town at the following week, so we met at the airport in a coffee shop. He showed me the Harcourts. business plan and the model and everything. I said, no, I'm interested. Sounds good. It's a very good model. It looks like something that I can work with. I asked him, now, why do you want me to do this? He says, no, because I know what you did with the Remax franchises, because he was a Remax business development manager years ago when I then had the Remax. And then I told him, but I folded. He said, no, that's fine. We'll talk. So Richard Gray, the CEO of Harcourts, the BDM at the time told Richard, yeah, I want you to speak to Ferdi. So Richard flew down to Cape Town. So we had a meeting with the CEO, myself and this guy. I said to him, listen, I'm interested, but here's the deal. He says, okay, well, how long do you think it will take you to build up enough funds to buy a franchise and put Harcourts on the map in Kuils River? I got up from that table, I reached over and I shook hands with both of them. I said, okay, I'm buying the franchise, but here's the deal. He asked me what? I said to him, I'm buying the franchise, but here's the deal. Give me 6 months to pay the franchise fees and set up an office, then we can take it. He looked at me, he said, are you kidding? I said, no, that's the deal. When are you going to pay me? I said, in 6 months' time, but we signed the contract today. He looked at, I'm not going to mention the guy's name, he looked at the guy, they looked at each other. I said, you have a deal or you don't have a deal? So they said, okay, I trust this man. If you fold, it's going to be on him. I said, right, it's going to be on him, so let's do the deal. I signed the contract with Harcourts right there on the table. No money. He gave me 6 months to pay the franchise fee off. I didn't even have an offer. I didn't even have an office. Now what now? So I started Harcourts Real Estates, Harcourts Prosperity, so by the way, in my lounge with my daughter as my PA, as my assistant. Only me and my daughter. She's my admin assistant. And in 3 months, folks, 3 months, I was out of that office, out of the lounge office, into a fully branded Harcourts office in the main road in Kuils River with 5 agents. Yes. Not because I'm so good, because God is so faithful. And I was out of that lounge. I was putting Harcourts on the map in Kuils River. So I'm busy, I'm trading now. 5 agents, one of them has actually joined me now here in EXP again, after that Harcourts thing. So, everything went well. Like I said earlier, relationships don't always last. So the relationship with Harcourts turned sour. I paid them the franchise fee, so by the way, in 3 months, I had an office established. The agents are doing well. We're constantly on the map. We're constantly on the podium, receiving awards for the best franchise, for this and that and the other. But the relationship turned sour somehow. Not really sour, but politics, internal politics. And I said, nah, I'm sick of this franchise politics. I'm gone, I'm going. So I went autonomous on my own as Prosperity Real Estates. So the story with Prosperity Real Estates was a brilliant story. It was good. We had fantastic times. We grew well, 10 agents in the office. And 2021, March 2021, I started getting email messages and invitations from a guy called Stephen Johnson. He's actually here in the room, yes. Inviting me to in fact, he invited the whole of the South African agency population. He's got everybody on a database, this guy. That's the truth. So he invites me, so I look at this thing, Stephen Johnson, and I'm now curious because I knew Stephen Johnson. I did Providence coaching things with Stephen years ago, and I attended some of his courses that he didn't even know about. And I said to my wife, yes, if Stephen Johnson is going on about something, there must be something in it. Because I trusted his integrity. I knew him from the coaching side of things. So I committed to attend that webinar that he had set up. So as Stephen's doing that webinar and looking at this thing, now I'm looking at this EXP model explained. And after that video, I said to my wife, we're moving business. Now you know, my wife's already had 2 of these things from my side. I resigned from my work. unemployed. I start a real estate business. Whoop, the thing folds. Now I'm joining another thing that no one knows anything about. But I said to her, if this looks as good as it is, and if it's as true as this man explained, this can only be for the benefit of our children and our children's children. And this is a legacy. And I can tell you now, with no shadow of a doubt, this is the best decision, business decision, or any other decision that I've made in my life, besides marrying my wife. You know? Yeah, you can clap for her. She's sitting over there. Ek koop so 'n bietjie gesig, ouens. So, this EXP model, it gives me the freedom to build a legacy and build a revenue share team that's going to go on forever and ever and build wealth and financial freedom. But EXP, people have asked me, is this thing real? It's true as Bob. Who's Bob, by the way? But it's real. That is the best decision I've ever made. And I want to encourage anybody who's still wondering or thinking, should I not? Don't be a fool and let an opportunity pass you by if you still haven't made that decision, because I can tell you, as I'm standing here, revenue share is a real thing. Equity shares is a fantastic thing. That's the only platform in the world that's offering you this kind of opportunity. And I thank you so much. Folks, you were awesome. Stephen, thank you very much for that opportunity. I owe you my life, my friend. And for those who, friend, I respect you guys. Thank you so much. Folks, thank you. Have a blessed day.